When we think of the old history of Africa, Egypt comes in mind. But do you know who was the rival of Egypt? Who was in Africa that you don't usually hear about? This is the story. So the kingdom which was the only competitive guy in Africa of Egypt back in the days was called the Nubian Kingdom. Might have heard about it or might have never heard about it. At least I'm going to give you a glimpse of what was happening exactly there. This Nubian Kingdom created a much more powerful force in the side which is today of Sudan that actually became among one of the places that influenced power in East Africa, in the southern East Africa of today. Because even up until today, we know about Sudan, about Ethiopia, I don't know, the East African side of Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. Those are really powerful places and strategic places which hold so much power of Africa today. But then, before all those came, what was the Nubian Kingdom? A little bit story then about how the Nubian Kingdom came. It first started as Kerma. 3500 BCE, Kerma was a very prosperous kingdom, trading most of the times with Egypt and so many other civilizations around them. But in the 16th century BCE, they were conquered by Egypt. But the Nubians didn't just get defeated like that. They soon started another much more powerful kingdom called the Kingdom of Kush, which became even more powerful than Kerma. Now, here comes the relation between Kush and Egypt. Kush and Egypt had a very complex relationship. Sometimes it's fighting, sometimes they're friends, sometimes things are just not working. But in the 7th century BCE, Kush conquered Egypt. Like the Nubians actually conquered Egypt. And they ruled over it for 70 years. But in time, Kush also ended up losing their power. That around the 4th century CE, they started becoming smaller and dividing themselves into smaller kingdoms, which formed the kingdom of Meroe and Napata. I swear to God, I heard about this in my primary school and I already forgot it until when I was researching for this video. So Meroe and Napata ended up trying again to become much more powerful kingdoms, but they couldn't really gain again as much influence as the Kingdom of Nubia was. So in general, what you need to know is that the Nubian Kingdom was really a powerful kingdom. And Egypt wasn't the only guy there. Egypt wasn't the only guy shining around every other kingdom and nobody could speak around them. They had so many other kingdoms which were so powerful around them. One of them, which even arrived at conquering them, was the Nubian Kingdom. It's just like if today's history is spoken about 10,000 years after today, and then they say that the US was the only powerful country in the world. There wasn't any other. And yet, if there was another country which might have been as powerful as the US, that they could even reach the level of conquering the US and ruling over it for 70 years, that is worth being mentioned in history. And I don't think we speak much about a Nubian kingdom, which is today's part of Sudan, that they were also as powerful that they could even conquer a powerful kingdom as Egypt. Thanks so much for being here. Catch you next time.